Sadly, it seems likely that history will be made today as we deprive the arts in this city of every single penny of funding and for the first time in a century not support our internationally acclaimed orchestra. Established to be part of the Birmingham civic, social and cultural welfare, the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra was the UK's first publicly funded orchestra. Championed by Neville Chamberlain as Lord Mayor, City Councillors right here in March 1919 agreed a £1,250 grant and Edward Elgar conducted in its first concert. And here we are in 2024 cutting 100% of their grant. Thankfully, the councillors of the interwar years had more foresight. Because, of course, our arts and culture hold so much more value than lines in a budget. It is the very soul of our city, its personality, its standing in the world, and why many people come to live and work here. Just as a reminder, the cultural sector in the West Midlands is worth £1 billion. It employs 50,000 people and attracts nearly 30 million visitors that spend nearly £3 billion. In making these historic proposals, I would ask those opposite not to add insult to injury by not taking responsibility for these drastic decisions. The mantra of high inflation, increased adult social care costs and reduced government funding of £1 billion over the last decade is ringing in my ears. All good reasons, I would say, to have taken more care, not less, with the funding the City Council did have. But here we are, with the potential for a further £1 billion to be taken out of the budget due to the mishandling of equal pay and the mismanagement of Oracle. And that is on top of another £1 billion already taken out of the budget for the last equal pay claims. Clearly, there is a national context. Public services have been hollowed out, other councils are in dire straits, and local government funding and the service it provides needs overhauling. But to not focus on the unique failings in Birmingham that have embarrassed this city is disingenuous and insulting to residents. How can any of this mess be put right if there is no individual or collective acceptance by those opposite of what has gone wrong? What does this now mean for our arts and culture sector and the role the City Council plays in it? What does it say to the rest of the country and in fact the world about the environment we create in this city for art to flourish? This is the city where Charles Dickens first read A Christmas Carol to an audience. Tolkien's boyhood imagination was sparked by Sarehole Mill and Joan Armatrading first picked up a guitar. Will we still be able to attract the international heavyweights, such as Carlos Acosta to the Birmingham Royal Ballet, or the late Graham Vick to set up Birmingham Opera Company? Will we still be able to help launch the careers of the likes of Simon Rattle at the CBSO, or Laurence Olivier at the Birmingham Rep? Our artistic heritage is rich, yet just this week we hear of the possible fate of Station Street, which houses the country's oldest working cinema, its oldest repertory theatre and the pub that launched Black Sabbath and heavy metal. Developers can build as many fancy flats as they like, but if Birmingham is reduced to a cultural backwater, who will want to live in them? I will join Peaky Blinders creator Stephen Knight in his optimism that our great art institutions will survive, but it will not be due to any help from this City Council. So therefore I cannot support the complete wiping out of funding for the arts, as well as further drastic cuts to much needed services, whilst asking residents to pay 10% more on their council tax. Thank you, Lord Mayor.